They are exchanging character sheets right now. Alright, each player is now currently selecting each of their desired four Pokemons, and they have to fight against each other. So far, looking at the Pokemon that they have right now selected, it seems really interesting from my point of view, considering that I don't usually play a lot of Pokemon. I can't even tell if they're being strategic, or being fearful, or being forceful, or anything in general. I can say that this is much more champion team compared to the other ones, which was much more unusual. You don't really see a Typhlosion in a Pokemon tournament game, but here we are. This is different now. We are looking at a different Pokemon set. And we have, first of which, bLink versus AndroidPAW or Michael. Now, that's a shiny right there. So we see a Dragonite and a Sneasler again from the other side, and we see a Dragapult and Primarina on bLink's side right now. Each player will 50 seconds to move. I really do like the Primarina colors in the shiny form. I can never get enough of that. The other player has locked in the moves that he had decided to do. bLink taking his sweet time here. 10 seconds on the clock, and has decided on the moves that he has chosen. And we see two Terras again, just like the other match that we had. We can see a Terra Steel Primarina, as well as just one Terra, rather. We can see Dragonite doing a Protect right here. And Dragon Ball launches its signature move, Dragon Darts, and takes out Michael Sneasler. Right there, one Pokemon out from Michael. That's gonna be harsh. And Primarina uses Hyper Voice. That actually can hit both Pokemon at the same time. But considering that Dragonite needs to protect, there will be no damage going through. Michael selecting his second Pokemon. And in goes the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Or, yeah. "30 seconds on the clock, and they have to decide whether or not what to do next with their moves. And it goes there. And Michael withdraws his Dragonite and sends out Indeedee. Wonder how an Indeedee will do against a Dragapult and a Primarina. Sends out the Psychic Surge, which makes the battlefield weird. And we see a Terraform from the Blood Moon Ursaluna into a Terra Normal type. That is going to be good against the the Ghost type that's in here. But uses Dragon Darts against Indeedee as well as Ursaluna. Then Primarina uses Hyper Voice, taking them down to a much more critical HP. Ursaluna using also a Hyper Voice against both of them, but just deals sufficient damage to each of them. Now Blink has selected his moves, waiting on Michael here. 30 seconds on the clock. Alright, here we go. And indeed he uses Follow Me, which allows all the Pokemon of Blink to aim at the Indeedee specifically, but takes out Indeedee, and Indeedee is gone. That's 2 Pokemon out from Michael's side. And Primarina uses Hyper Voice as well, and takes out the Ursaluna. And now we have one last Pokemon from Michael. The last man standing, Dragonite. And I think Michael forfeits that match. And first round goes to Blink. Congratulations. That was a pretty strong match, I would say. Now we have Blink 1 and AndroidPAW or Michael 0. And they are back to character selection. I wonder what moves Michael will have to decide from his end of this game. And both players have selected their 4 Pokemons to use in the second bout. And game 2 is underway. Let's see what AndroidPAW has up his sleeve. And let's see what Blink has prepared against his team. Now we can see a shiny Infernape and Dragapult again, as well as an Oranguru and and a Torkoal. I don't really see Torkoal used in a tournament battle, but let's see what we got here. Each player selecting their moves right now. Quite excited to see how an Oranguru and a Torkoal will fare against this battle. I'm also curious which one moves first in this set, but I'm pretty sure it's Dragapult, considering that he is the much more faster person in this set. And we can see a Terraform already from Dragapult. So that's a Terra Dragon type. This makes their moves twice as hard as it. And we can see Oranguru using Helping Hand on Torkoal, and Torkoal Just standing still. Orango taking the first hit, but still standing right there. Infernape does take a little bit of damage from the recoil. Dragapult using Dragon Darts again. Takes out the Orango. That's one Pokemon down from Michael's side. And there goes the second Dragon Dart. And Torkoal gets out using an eject button. I don't see that used often in a match here, but I'm quite interested to see what this cooks up or that means for Michael. Michael sending out the Ursaluna. Blood Moon Ursaluna from this side. That is a Hisuian variant, by the way. So if you're not familiar with the variant from Ursaluna, that's from the new game. And AndroidPAW still sells out the Torkoal that was able to escape last round. And of course, Torkoal using Helping Hands on the Ursaluna. Infernape uses Flare Blitz again on Ursaluna, takes out and leaves it with 50 HP. Infernape still does take a little bit of recoil, and Dragapult uses Dragon Darts again. That's targeted on the Ursaluna. Ursaluna standing with a little bit of HP. Torkoal is taking the second Dragon Dart. And Ursaluna using Hyper Voice on it and takes out the Infernape. Very interesting play right there. Finally taking out one of the Pokemon from bLink's side. bLink sends out Primarina. This is the second time I've seen Primarina back in the game. Very curious how this will go at the very end of the day. It was a move. And Dragapult uses Dragon Darts again, and it's targeted on, of course, taking out the Ursaluna. And Torkoal able to protect itself one last time. But that will be the last time it can protect itself. Michael sending out a Sneasler here. Now each player has selected their move. Torkoal using Helping Hand again for the Sneasler. Primarina using Protect, making sure it can still stab after all that. Dragapult using, again, Dragon Darts. Aimed at Sneasler. Sneasler standing with a few HP, and the other one aimed at Torkoal, taking out Torkoal. That would mean 3 Pokemon are out on Michael's side, but able to take out the Dragapult at the very last second. And of course, we see a Rillaboom, one of my favorite Pokemon. And of course, Rillaboom has an ability called Grassy Surge that allows each Pokemon to heal just a little bit of HP. Sneasler, last Pokemon standing from Michael's side. Will he be honorable and take the death, or just go ahead and just Rillaboom using Flick Out, and of course that means Sneasler will be flinched and cannot move. Primarina taking out the Sneasler, and that's the game goes to bLink here. Congratulations.